And we're live. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you may be, and welcome to another scene in Living World of Darkness, Mage from the Ashes. The scene starts on a street in New York where three of the members of the Chantry of the Happy Dragon have decided to take a step back, cool off, and go for some tea. And do some stealth rolls.
All right.
With stealth difficulty 5.
Yep.
Also, if you have any dots in Arcane, you can add a dot for each of that. And if you have any dots in Alternate Identity, you can add 2 dots for every alternate.
Oh, really?
Dice, not dots.
Sorry,
Oh.
yeah.
Nice.
Repeat that again.
Basically, each dot of Arcane will also add another dice to your stealth roll, like Arcane does, and any single dot in Alternate Identity will add 2 dice to your stealth roll as well. Which is pretty nice.
So,
Wow. Oh wait, it was div 5, right?
Yep.
Phew, gods. I got 1 success.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I got 2.
1.
Yeah, 1.
You got 1.
1.
But-
I got 1.
1.
Yeah, you are safe.
We're all at 1. Another one.
What's dust? So yeah, Ava will guide the way to this tea shop that she visited once. Not sure if she ever told anyone about it. Probably Nausicaa, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think you did.
I think I did. If not, then she would have mentioned it. So, like, yeah, she knew where this guy's shop was, and we'll walk in.
You walk into this seemingly inconspicuous tea shop. Behind the counter, you see this young man as
Okay.
he's intently polishing on a cup. There is this thick worm smell of various herbs brewing. Also, a thin mist-like vapor around. Could be steam, could be something else. You never know.
On the way over, Nausicaa has basically made it very apparent again and again and again, probably to the point of annoyance, that she in no way trusts this guy and thinks he's incredibly sus. And yeah.
Alec is just kind of breezily walking behind, staring at all the different types of herbs.
Ava will greet the guy behind the counter. Hi.
He looks up, puts the cup down. Oh, how nice you brought friends this time. So beautiful. What can I get you on?
We were wondering if your uncle happens to be here.
Oh, of course. He's upstairs.
My friends would like to meet him.
I'll go up.
Nausicaa motions to correct Ava and then stops herself.
I'll go up and see if he's busy or not. Just shoots up a flight of stairs. You hear the sound of a pretty old wooden door being opened and closed. Comes back about a minute or two later and says, my uncle is unfortunately a bit busy. He has conversation, consultation, something like that. If you can wait, he will be done in 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Right. And she'll look at the others.
Norfolk doesn't say anything, and she's just scowling and looking around. We can wait.
Alec is picking up different various pieces of china and inspecting them.
They're in no means new, but they're well maintained. Uh, not the most expensive china you ever handled, but fairly good quality.
He just kind of like looks around, just trying to eyeball to see if he sees anything he particularly likes.
Just to give you a rough visual description, you have about 4 or 5 tables, wrought iron tables with like a glass top. There's this turn of the century French Victorian-ish feeling about it. There's some old time like 40s French songs playing in the back, like Edith Piaf or something like that. It's pretty dark, regardless of how the weather is outside, and even though the tea house has a large window, it's pretty dark inside. There's also like little oil lamps on each table with like this tiniest flame in all of them.
Okay. Low-key, I want to see if the guy behind the counter is a mage or not.
And how do you plan on doing that?
An app that I have. I would just have to convince him to let me take his picture.
You're welcome to try.
Excuse me, sir.
No, sir. I'm Michel.
Michelle. Hi. Can you come and tell me about these pieces right here that he points to on the shelf?
Yeah, certainly. He wipes his hands on a towel and shoves it in his pocket rather sloppily, like half of the towel hanging out. So, this piece here is something that my uncle got in Thailand. It is a pretty, and he starts like rambling on and on about
Mhm.
the China like it's some fucking artifact, even though it's probably like $2 a cup.
My character is going to get very wide eyes as he says, and kind of like he changes his voice to where it sounds like almost as if like in amazement. Wow, that's really cool. Here, question, would you mind like scooting over in the middle so I can take a picture for my friend?
Yeah, roll me your manipulation subterfuge.
I sure will. Luckily, I have a lot of those. I'm gonna use a willpower as well, just in case.
Go nuts. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. Yeah, he stops for a second, looks up at you. He goes wide-eyed. He starts like slightly blushing and says, "You want to take my picture, but this shirt on me is so dirty, and I don't think the light works."
It's fine, trust me. You look so gorgeous, and I think your looks behind your beautiful china back there will just make it all more worthwhile.
Yeah, he takes a step back, tries to pull up a pose, like flexes his muscles. He's a very good looking guy. He's pretty toned, pretty jacked. got a bit of a stubble of like a 5 o'clock shadow.
My character's going to take the picture and smile afterwards, and then walks up to him and shows him like his like posture and everything. It's like, wow, see, isn't this the best?
Oh yeah, you're really good. If we ever decide to, if I manage to convince my uncle to make a website, would you like to come and take some pictures of the tea shop?
Oh, always. That would be so fantastic.
Nausicaa is just watching this, doesn't know what the fuck is happening. She's just staring at it. She's not sure something's going on, and she literally just moves away from this encounter. She can't deal with it.
So after he got the main guy walks away or whatever, I'm going to run it through the app, and I'm gonna have to use my magic though real quick. 1 second. I have to remember how much quintessence I have. Okay. Is it? I can't remember. To roll an effect, is it based off your art or quintessence?
Arate. So you need to roll me your Arate. I'm guessing you're using.
I got
Prime sites.
So, yeah, the app basically, when I take a picture of somebody, I can run it through the app and it will display the amount of quintessence and like everything right by them, like right by their name. So if they are magic, it'll show like the number of how powerful they are, and if they're not magic, it'll just show a 0.
It shows a 1.
Interesting.
It's like ones across the board.
Other.
He'll take this picture or he'll take the screenshot of what he sees on his phone and sends it to Nausicaa saying, I'm not sure what this means, but he's like a little magic.
Nausicaa, there's a beep beep. She checks her phone. And she looks at him. Texts back. Interesting. And she will actually text to both of them. Both Ava and Alec. When you were here before, Ava, did you discuss Dr. Nottingham's death with him?
Alpha will check her phone, but it's like fucking suspicious if 3 people are like, in a tea shop all by themselves and they're all checking their phone and typing,
It's also modern day. It is also modern day.
Yeah.
You also overestimate this guy's intelligence, ability, perception, and care.
You'll just
I did just convince him to take a picture by calling him beautiful.
Very true.
Not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Oh, he's cute though. So after a while, Ava will text back. I did discuss it, but didn't really get any kind of result. He claims he had nothing to do with it.
In the meantime, Michelle's looking at the 3 of you expectantly, waiting for you to order. Because, yeah.
I remember last time you did surprise me with the tea, so I'm gonna leave it up to your expertise. If that's okay with you, of course.
He nods, gives you a smile and a very subtle wink, very flirtatiously.
Ava will do the appropriate blushing because she's not used to that.
Nausicaa does this and looks between them all. Very, very sus.
by any chance, sir, do you have any Jasmine Dragon?
He nods. Of
Then
course.
I will have some of that. And let me go ahead and buy that tea set that you post behind.
He nods. I will wrap it up for you. And he looks at Nausicaa.
Nausicaa just looks back.
And what would Madame like?
I'm not here for tea.
I can get you coffee, hot chocolate.
Oh, do you perhaps have a tea that sort of has the same effect of energy drinks? Something, I don't know, with guarana or something?
Of course, of course. I can make a morning tea. Please take a seat, and I will bring out your order.
Nausicaa just looks at Ava when he's gone, and she says, "I'm not thirsty. It could be poisoning us."
Alec laughs.
We're in a tea shop. We're drinking tea. That's what you do in a tea shop. And if he would have poisoned me or us, I think he would have done that the first time I was here, don't you?
He may have been trying to lure more of us in.
I'm pretty sure he could have done that by, poisoning me.
Look,
Last time I got into trouble, you also came running.
Look, in reality, he's not like he's gonna whisper this so it's not loud, but in reality, he's not that smart. I mean, I did just trick him into taking a picture just by, complimenting him. I doubt he has the intelligence to make a poison.
I just because someone is not the most perceptive one doesn't mean that they can't be more than that. But sure.
Or maybe he's manipulated you into thinking that he is stupid.
Ow. Nazca, you need to lighten up. Go get yourself like a pizza later.
I will, but not because you told me to.
Fine, don't do it because I told you to. Do it because it makes you happy.
My happiness is none of your concern.
It's not. It's of your concern.
Happiness is overrated in my experience.
My character's gonna cross his arms, be like, "Huh."
5 minutes later, you see this guy coming out with a very large tray. He puts it on the table next to you. He puts a little tray with a teapot and a cup and a little jar of honey in front of Ava. The same thing plus a small porcelain container of milk in front of Nausicaa, and I have no fucking idea how Jasmine Dragon is served properly in front of Alec.
It's in a little pot with a few little twig stems sticking out of the pot as you pour it in.
Fair enough.
There.
Duly noted. Also, he comes with a bag in which you see a brown cardboard box, and he gives you a little smile and says, "And your tea set. I took the liberty of packing it up safely so you can carry it with no risk of damaging the very fragile porcelain."
He bows his head and gives him a blushing smile.
If you need anything else, I will be behind the counter. I will let you know the moment my uncle is free.
Good.
So yeah, uh, just a second. Yeah, Alec, you have in front of you a pot of jasmine dragon. Nausicaa, you have in front of you some Earl Grey, very, very, very strongly brewed Earl Grey, and Ava, you have in front of you something that you're probably gonna need to taste. Or if you want to give me a perception alertness based on smell.
Dude. Well, fuck it. I can always try. Who knows? I might have 10 or 5 tens or something. I don't know. I even know what my perception are. Oh, it is actually 5 dice. So let me just check.
If you get 5 tens, I'm literally gonna.
Nope. It's very.
It smells like sweet and warm.
It smells like sweet. Oh god.
I said sweet, not sweat.
I more had the idea you said sweet and worm.
Yeah.
As in wormish.
WARM, worm.
I know. Too much.
It's not worm tainted. No, not like you could tell if it was. But let's not split it here.
No, Ava will definitely try it. And
It's as far as you can point your finger at. It's floral. It's extremely floral. It's fairly sweet, even though you didn't add honey to it. Rose hip, maybe some hints of lavender.
Right.
Maybe a bit of cherry on the aftertaste. Can't exactly put your finger on it. It's something fairly sweet.
Ava really liked it. So, yay.
Also, just for kicks and giggles, give me another perception alertness difficulty 5 based on sight. I don't know if it matters, but a lot of people have started mentioning the sense involved in perception and alertness, so just going with the trend.
Just me or all of us or what?
It's gonna be 5 for you, 7 for your table mates if they feel so inclined.
Okay.
Fuck it. Why not?
Well, I got 4 successes on that.
Is that perception alertness?
Yeah.
Difficulty 7.
I have 2.
I got.
All of you will notice that there is on top of the honey in Ava's little honey pot, there is a very, 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 very badly drawn heart.
Tough.
Oh,
That's
no.
so sus.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Nausicaa looks at it, scowls, and just stares at Ava, looking to see what she does.
Ava turns about as red as her hair. She's like, oh.
Alec is just going to ignore and keep drinking tea.
Nausicaa's going to stare at the guy behind the bar and reach over with a spoon and just mush the. Is the heart like in the honey?
Yeah.
And she's just going to mush the honey while staring at him, so there's no more heart.
Cool.
Alec is further going to turn his head to the side.
Nausicaa is not going to drink her drink. She has no intention of drinking Earl Grey. She will actually pull out a can from her pocket of Chernobyl-powered energy drink illegally imported in from Russia.
God, that's not polite.
Hey, Nazca, pour some in this cup. Share.
Oh, she's got an angel and a devil on her shoulder.
Alec kind of just like looks over at her, just like, share.
Oh God, don't do that. Thank you. The tea is absolutely wonderful.
Can
She'll
you
say
both?
to Michelle.
Can you both roll me manipulation? What's persuasion? Either expression or subterfuge. And then I'll decide what I do based on that.
Let her do expression. I'll do subterfuge since I'm the
I,
devil.
I'm definitely not gonna roll expression.
Why?
I don't have expression.
Okay, just roll whatever dice pool you think.
I mean, empathy. Is that all right?
Yeah.
It comes into it. It's not about knowing Nausicaa's emotion.
Fair
It's trying to
enough.
persuade her of something.
Yeah, that's
Manipulation,
true.
either subterfuge.
What difficulty?
Just 6.
I got 2.
Do you want to run this in, Robbie?
Oh,
What?
damn.
I'm joking.
Back from Lupo.
I will roll my great manipulation subterfuge. Damn, you won! I would have won this.
Well, it's a tie.
It is a tie.
Glorious.
Should we roll again?
No, Nausicaa is. I'm just gonna roll.
Go odds or evens.
Okay. She's gonna look between them both, and then under the table, very subtly, but not subtly at all. You're gonna hear it.
Ava turns even more red, but this is not with like blushing because he's flattered or something. This is like,
Oh, God.
she's not mad, but she looks very indignant.
Is there like a plant pot or anything nearby, Lupo? Or something she can just pour the Earl Grey in?
Oh,
Oh no!
I'm gonna say there's a potted fern within arm's reach.
When he turns around to like clean something or serve someone else, she's gonna tip out the Earl Grey and fill it up with the Chernobyl cola, and then offer some to Kyla. Alex, sorry.
Congratulations, you just killed that fern.
What, from some water in its
It's boiling tea.
right.
Alec will slide over his now empty cup of Dragon Jasmine and just be like, shh. So fucked up.
And then I guess we will wait. Nausicaa pretends to ignore Ava's indignant look.
I mean, Ava's just not speaking at all. She looks absolutely. I mean, she's on the brink of like giving them a mom rant, and I can only specify this as a mom rant. This is not how I raised you. How could you do something like this?
Is any of you facing the door that leads upwards? Or actually, let's be more specific. The door that you facing the counter.
I imagine that Nausicaa is facing both me and Ava, and then Ava and me are facing the counter.
Okay.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
It's like
Sounds good.
If you're okay with that, I'm going with that. Okay.
I'm pretty fine with it.
Saskia,
Yes.
call me a luck die. Odds or
Oh
evens.
God. I'll go with odds. I like odds. The odds are always in my favor. See?
Wonderful.
do.
You hear the door from upstairs. You hear someone rushing down the stairs, and you see a figure going out and just shooting out from, like, exiting from the door past the counter, shoot straight out. You can perception and alertness if you want to see who that is, or try and catch a glimpse of that figure. The rest of you just hear the sounds of high heels on wooden flooring.
There's 7, 9, 10. So, and there's 1, so 2 successes, I'd say, but it depends on the difficulty.
Yeah. Fair enough. You see, you catch a glimpse of. Give me a second because I have the picture somewhere here. You catch a glimpse of this woman.
Okay.
She has. She's looking like she's trying to hide her face. Like she's got her collar popped, big sunglasses, kind of a disheveled look. Looks in a hurry.
I don't think I recognize her from anywhere, so.
You could
Do
roll
I?
me.
Oh god.
See, what is remembering?
Oh god.
I believe remembering is like, I think it's like wits.
Did I turn off my brain again? God damn it.
No, it's
Isn't it? I know in eidetic memory it's intelligence alertness, but that doesn't really seem right.
I'm game with that. If you're okay, everyone's okay with that. I'm okay.
I'm cool with that.
yeah. Why not?
I don't mind doing intelligence alertness.
Okay, intelligence alertness div 7.
Okay.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, you know exactly who this person is. She's the woman that Grace got her pen from.
What?
Oh wow. Okay, so oh. Ava will just look shocked. Because I think she only saw that woman in like a dream.
Yep. Dream vision,
So
whatever you want to call it.
yeah, so that's definitely a shock to her to see that woman there, like in real life. She's like, what? Uh, did you guys just see Did you guys just see that?
Alec is sipping his nuclear fusion, not really caring.
See what?
That woman.
Also, kind of looks around, doesn't see anybody as she's run out there.
You hear the footsteps and the door
Yeah.
opening and closing behind you, so you're not completely oblivious to the fact that someone rushed out.
No. Who?
Yeah, and she kind of leans in somewhat. I saw her in one of my magic dreams things. You know? It's a dream thing about Grace. Pretty sure she gave a pin to Grace. You know, yeah.
Wait.
Okay. Yeah.
She didn't give anything to Grace. We stole the pen, but really?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Huh. This is not a coincidence.
No.
Alec looks up, very like suspiciously looking at both of you, talking about something he has no idea about, and just kind of mutters under his breath. Y'all looking sus right now.
We can explain in greater detail later.
You hear the sound. Not that one. You hear the sound of a very old school telephone ringing. You hear Michelle picking up from behind the counter, speaking in very rapid French.
Ooh. I have languages related to French. Can I make a roll to understand what they're saying?
Make your roll.
Yay! Let me see if I actually need to roll because I don't know that merit by heart.
Have a character concept. Google Translate.
Yeah. The one thing she's absolutely sort of good at. Sort of. And getting into trouble. That's the second one. Natural linguist. 3 bonus dice while making rolls based upon clear communications. Oh no, that's something else. I need a language one. Intelligence enigmas, difficulty 7 or higher. Need to check up what my enigma score is.
To check out
Okay,
the languages. Oh, you've got Latin, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have Romance languages?
Nope. I do not get it. See, I said sort of good.
maybe because he spoke very fast. Maybe because the heavy accent. Maybe because of the shock of seeing this woman. You couldn't exactly focus. So don't exactly get what he was saying, but basically the moment he puts the phone back, he says, "My uncle is free now. If you want to go up."
Thank you very much. And she'll look at the other two. Do you want to go up? I think it would be rather impolite not to, but it's
Seeing as we're here,
Alec just kind of shrugs up his shoulders, like I have no idea what's going on, so it's whatever.
okay. Ava will finish the last of her tea, and we'll ask Michelle if she can buy some of that when they are, like, done upstairs.
She nods and says, "How much would you like?"
It's just how much? Just a bit. I don't know what's proper.
You want just for yourself? You want to share?
Oh, I don't mind sharing.
He nods, gives you a bit of a smile and a bit of a wink, and says, "Sure, my pleasure."
Oh.
And I'm presuming you go up the stairs.
Yeah.
As the three of you open this door and up the flight of stairs, you end up in front of a wooden door that is just slightly ajar. And you walk up to this very small yet very posh office. Behind the desk, in a very old school embossed
Is
leather
that a
chair.
lie detector or cigar box?
For the sake of the scene, it's gonna be a cigar box.
Okay.
But yeah, and behind the desk, on that very pompous leather chair, you see this man. Which at least the two of you would, Ava and Nausicaa, would recognize as being Gabriel. He's got a big cup of something in front of him, half smoked cigar, various newspapers lying around, and a folder that has no distinguishing markings. And he looks up from his desk as the three of you enter, and gives you a warm, somewhat unsettling smile. She says, "I wasn't expecting you, but by all means, please take a seat, make yourself comfortable."
Thank you, sir. And yeah, I will sit down. 'Cause why not?
Most
Alec
people
will,
will sit down as well.
Alec will stand near the nearest window.
Just looks at you. Says, "I do believe we haven't met yet. My name is Gabriel Berit." And he
Sorry.
stands up and extends his hand
Wait, is he talking to me or Nazca?
to you, because he's the only one you haven't met.
I wasn't sure if he's met Nazca or not. He will like kind of smile, but he is also shy, so he's just kind of put his hand out very kind of slightly. I'm Alec.
Shakes her hand, sits back down, moves his eyes back to Ava and Nausicaa. So, what brings you to my humble establishment on this fine day?
We have questions.
He nods.
The woman who was here before.
Looks at you intrigued, staring right into your eyes. You see his piercing sapphire blue eyes, like
Most
almost attempting to look into you.
also could just stares straight back. She's somebody we know. We were surprised to see her here.
It's a small world among the awakened.
We were under the impression that she had her awakened abilities repressed. You've said in the past that you're an enemy of the Technocratic Union. We believe that she is either one of their victims or working for them.
Miss Amaryllis, I do not have a habit of discussing my collaborators with other collaborators.
How much would we have to pay you? Alex says, staring at the window.
Oh, my dear boy, I can assure you it is a question of finer and more expensive things than money.
Like what?
Things that you can't afford.
Information? That's the most valuable. Alec is giving him his best, like, business face. Like, I'm an entrepreneur kind of thing.
Unless you want to roll for this, he's not buying your bullshit.
I will.
Manip sub.
Manipulation.
Subterfuge.
Okay. I'll put a willpower into it too, which
Fair
leaves
enough.
me.
But this is a contested roll, keep in mind.
True.
3 successes, not bad.
I put a willpower.
They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What the fuck is this dude's pull? Shit. Shit. Damn.
You're not messing with this guy. Yeah, he looks at you, and then there's this slightest twitch on the corner of his eye, like you know he's seeing through your bullshit. You just know.
I mean, technically, I wasn't bullshitting.
Fair enough. He sees through your attempt. Looks at all three of you and says, like I said, this is not a matter up for debate or negotiation.
Well, we have other questions then. Last time we met, you went to great efforts to convince us that you were a friend and an ally against the Union. We gave you the location and the name of Dr. Nottingham. That very night, he died. I find it hard to believe this was a coincidence.
Could have been a coincidence.
I don't believe in coincidence.
You're well within your right to do so.
You killed him, didn't you?
I'm not saying I did. I'm not saying I didn't.
Why?
Is there any way to sneakily take a picture of this guy?
Yeah, it'd be damn near impossible. He's eyeing the three of you like a fucking tiger.
Okay.
Not to mention it would be very rude.
So? You're saying that to a hacktivist. I don't think he understands the concept of rude.
You're in this guy's house. Really, would you risk it?
Anyways, go on.
We would like to know if you said you're our friend and our ally before. We would like to know the nature of this alliance. You're clearly very capable, awakened. I would argue potentially one of the most powerful awakened in the city if you were able to take out Dr. Nottingham, which, despite your inability to confirm, I do believe you did. You also said you were no longer part of the traditions.
That is correct.
Then would you be willing to divulge your allegiance to us?
I told you, I have no secret. I am an independent. I do not owe allegiance to anyone. except myself and my own interests.
And what are those interests?
To stop seeing the awakened gathered like lambs for the slaughter, to feed the ego of the technocratic union. I'm a simple man with a simple purpose. Though I do not see eye to eye with the traditions, I find the union even more distasteful.
I believe to be allies, we do not have to see eye to eye. But I do believe that if we coordinate our efforts, pool our information, we may be able to strike at them more effectively.
So, what would your proposition be, Miss Amaryllis?
You have shown that you clearly don't trust us. And you will forgive the accusation, but I do not believe you have been entirely truthful with us either.
We do not need to know each other's life stories in order to collaborate fruitfully.
No. But you still deny what I believe is obvious. If you wish to, fine. Dr. Nottingham is dead. This can only be a good thing. However, if you have other information, we may be able to share that information. We may be able to coordinate our efforts. The Union still is in control of the city. We would very much like to weaken this position, if not rout them entirely.
There is little information I can give you. I'm sure you know that the former Chantry of the Thanatos is now under the control of the Union.
Yes, we have been there. In fact, the woman that you had in your office before us was also there at one point. Hence our suspicion and desire to know what your relationship is with her.
That is unfortunately something I am not willing to divulge. But I can tell you, with an open heart, is that the little casino that the technocrats have claimed as their chantry is under the orders of a man called Richard Hammersmith. He is a fairly reasonably skilled agent of the Union, a member of what I believe they like to call the. He wouldn't stutter that much. I'm just looking up stuff because I don't remember the.
Syndicate?
Yeah, the syndicate. He's a member of the syndicate, a faction of the Union that is very interested in manipulation of currency, finance. He's a man of considerable wealth.
Alec has all ears open at this point.
Unfortunately, a man not known for his common sense. A man with a very human issue. He has a weakness for beautiful women. A fact that has cost him severely in the past. I'm sure that if you could find one among your ranks willing to play seductress with this Monsieur Hammersmith, that you will find a very strong bargaining chip. A significant point of leverage against the Union.
Can I look out the window for anything that might be suspicious? I don't know. I'm getting feelings.
It's you look out the window, you see the back alley of New York. Not that impressive, not that unfamiliar.
Alec's starting to get just a bad feeling about this. He don't know. He don't like this guy. This guy's super sus.
Also, clearly doesn't like what she hears about this guy's weakness. This Richard Hammersmith, he is do you know if he has a public profile?
Gabriel pulls out the smartphone from a desk, punches something into it, slides it over to you. And you see this Richard Hammersmith has a Facebook profile. And he is listed as being the CEO of the, I forgot how the casino's called.
I can't remember either, but yeah.
And if you, yeah, what do? You see basically his main Facebook page.
Looks over it.
I've got eidetic memory, so I'm gonna be looking over it with Nautica, memorizing everything.
Nausicaa also does, so yeah, same.
Yep, you find out his birthday, at least the one he states there. You find out that at least one of the cars that he shows up in a picture with, you take that car's model and number. I'm guessing you both have eidetic memory, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
Wonderful. You notice that he's got a lot of pictures from different social events, predominantly at the casino. You see him in a picture with a lot of people, actually. The two figures that stand out the most are Dr. Nottingham, though the picture has been taken a couple of months ago, and also Nausicaa. In one picture, you catch a glimpse. It's not his full face isn't there, but someone in the background looks very familiar.
Is it the head of the trading securities trader that Nausicaa destroyed?
Nope, it's Elijah. Your old cabal mate, Elijah.
What?
Question: does he have a check mark next to his name up in the very top of the Facebook, meaning that he's a rich business friend and verified by Facebook's accounting?
Yeah.
He does? All right. My character's going to get a greedy smile and kind of like rub his palms together.
Nausicaa will actually like have her by far her biggest reaction at seeing Elijah. Other. And she'll point him out to her.
Yeah. What? Whoa, what?
That's Elijah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Nausicaa doesn't know quite what to say about that.
I was
Sorry,
just thinking of all the ways that he can go into the central database and hack this guy.
what kind of backdrop was on the picture? Like, what's the backgrounds?
The casino.
Oh, okay.
Which is called the Belterra, I remembered.
We should discuss this later, Ava.
Yeah.
Well, if he has a weakness, I'm sure he has others. He is the leader of the casino. We can find a way to get to him. Thank you for this help.
He extends his hand in order to take his phone back.
Yeah, gives it back.
Puts it in the top drawer of his desk.
I would ask one other thing. I know you have said you will not talk about the girl who was here before, but I would ask, is she a friend or foe to us? We may have further interactions with her and people close to her. It would greatly inform us if we are able to know whether she is, to know what her place in all this is.
I do not have the habit of inviting my enemies over for tea, Miss Amaryllis.
We were under the impression that she was potentially a member of the traditions and then was captured by the Union and brainwashed by them. It is reassuring to know that this is not the case.
Looks at you and like crosses his fingers. Kind of slightly from that position, like going into rubbing his hands. It's more like a gesture of like fidgeting than actually like trying to warm up his hands, because it's pretty warm in here. But also there's a bit of expectancy in his eyes as he looks at you and says, "And I have provided you with some information, the little I have myself to spare. I'm awaiting for some information in return, Miss Amaryllis."
Alec has a light bulb appear over his head, very animatedly. Not really, but you get the point. Did you know that cryptocurrency is down right now and you can buy a lot really fast? He has a slight smirk on his face.
I do not invest in pixels, my dear sir. I prefer to invest in something more consistent. Looks back at Nausicaa.
If you would like more information from us, she will actually give Ava a quick look. As a kind of like a kind of go ahead.
Ava will look a little surprised. Well, what is it that you're interested in?
I'm presuming you have investigated the other chantries.
Yes.
I have enough information about 4 of them. The 5th is the one that intrigues me. Apparently, somewhere near the airport, there is a node. Not very powerful. Close to depletion. Hidden among warehouses. From my research, I have managed to find out that it is an orphan chantry. He says the last 2 words with visible disgust.
Yes, it is.
Do you have any information about them? I'd
That
be
they,
very interested.
main information we have is that they prefer to be left alone and are reacting quite violently if they're not left to their own devices.
They refuse to offer to work together with them.
That's not entirely true. They claim that the deal that was made was not followed up by the traditions, aka our group, and therefore wish nothing to do with us.
They were extremely hostile. However, I believe that hostility was based on our allegiance. You may have more luck.
Quite likely.
Aside from that, Iron Man Solutions.
He pulls out from under the desk an umbrella and opens it, and you can see it's ridden with bullet holes.
Or not so much.
Any information you can provide me about the orphans would be very appreciated.
What is it that you want with them then? Revenge?
Eh,
We would be happy to assist with that.
No, we would not.
Oh no. Sounds kind of fun.
I need more details in order to make up my mind. I do not have a habit of dispatching awakened as savage as they may be.
See
But
lighting a cigar.
What are
but
specifics that you would like to know?
We believe there were around 4 of them.
she looks at Ava and says, Miss Belphoebe, do you have more information that you'll be willing to share?
That depends on what you want to do with that information. I'm not here to set people up. No matter how amusing that may sound to some of my, well, friends.
He like raises his hands up. Says, you have my word, I will not harm them.
All right.
Alec kind of looks shifty-eyed at that statement because he used the word I. If you notice or not.
I mean, Ava's pretty naive, so she would not notice. There's more than 4. I don't know exactly how many, though. I do know that they know when one of us is coming close to their chantry. Like I said, the main thing that they want is to be left to their own devices. They don't trust any of the other groups, and they don't care about them either. Which I think is their mistake, but it is theirs to make.
Bit the dog enough times, it's just gonna turn violent to anyone who approaches him.
I think that is sort of exactly what happened, yeah.
Any names you could give me? Faces.
You know, you're sounding a lot like someone who would hurt rather than not with those kind of questions.
I gave Miss Wilphoebe here my word that I will not harm them.
You did say you, but who's to say with a man in your position that there aren't people under you who you could use?
What I do with the information I receive is my own prerogative. The same as you do with the information you receive from me. I'm only waiting for an equivalent exchange of information. Not what happens to it, not how it is used.
So you would sell it on.
Did I ask for any money? Or any favors for the information I gave you?
We can tell you other things. Iron Man Solutions, a technocratic subsidiary in the city. We know locations of their bases. We've struck out against them. They're likely weakened.
Nods. I have heard they have been experiencing problems. It does not take a genius to figure out it was the doing of you and your cabal mates. Keep my ears open.
Have you
If
ever been?
I'm... Yes?
No, please go on.
Like I said, I like to keep my ears open. Especially when it comes to the technocrats. And I do believe congratulations are in order for your offensive.
Have you ever been in the mind of a technocrat?
Unfortunately, yes. Uncomfortable place to say the least.
I agree. We have one. We have one captive.
Alec doesn't know about this, so he's thinking of himself at this point. He does not look good.
Gabriel looks at you like at face value. There's no reaction on his face. Just like,
Maybe there's still something in his mind left that could give you some information that would be an equivalent exchange.
Like I said, it is an uncomfortable place, the mind of a technocrat, and they also have the habit of not giving people information more than they need to know. The problem when facing the technocrats in this city is not that they are hidden or secretive. Their sheer number is the problem. There are few of us, and many of them. Mathematics doesn't work in our favor. That's why I would like more information about the orphans. Maybe they can be persuaded to see them. I've heard rumors that there is a woman that orders them around.
Did you just assume her gender?
Does he say that out loud?
No, I'm saying that as a joking manner out of character. Sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah, he says this as he looks expectantly at Ava.
I can look at Oscar for a moment and then just slowly nod.
You sound really far away.
Yep, that's what I was trying to say. We can't hear you, Sas.
Sorry.
Oh
It's
God! Yo, chill. Hold on. There's something going wrong with your internet.
Yeah, probably.
You just went full Megatron for a second.
Is this better?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry. Ava just kind of, looks at Nausicaa for a moment at that question and then just slowly nods. Yeah, there is.
And
And she wasn't the most pleasant to deal with, but I don't have any information about her. And I think that's a lie, so I'll roll my great amount of lies.
Well, while y'all are discussing that, I'm gonna pull out my phone and check to see if they have like an internet source in the for this room.
May I spend the willpower on that subterfuge roll?
go ahead, by all means.
Lupu, does he have a router or anything in this room?
There's a. Just give me a second. There's a. There's a router that you see basically has the name of the cafe and says staff and it's locked, and another one that says the name of the cafe and says free Wi-Fi and it's open access. So
gonna
Sas, you've
try
got
to-
one success and he's got 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, many.
4. Because this guy is a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to hack his Wi-Fi?
From your phone?
Yeah.
Go nuts. How do you plan on doing that?
VPN bot server.
Fair enough.
What would I need to roll for that?
Intelligence computers.
Easy peasy.
You're gonna need a lot of successes to go through this.
I have computer 4 with the specialty coding and intelligence 4 with the specialty analytical.
Neither are gonna help you here.
Even the coding?
Hacking is hacking, coding is coding.
True.
Yeah, there is a very displeased look on Gabriel's face while looking at you, Eva.
Ava, turns red again and just looks down. I'm sorry, but I did promise them that I wouldn't do anything to potentially harm them. So, since you said you cannot guarantee that the information cannot be used to harm them, I kind of don't want to.
I just said I will not harm them. Is my word meaningless to you, Miss Belphoebe? And for the first time since you've met this guy, he sounds a bit mad. Just a bit.
No, but it's not.
If she doesn't want to tell you, she doesn't want to tell you.
How many successes do I need?
Gonna say about 10.
All right.
So you got 1,
2
2,
so far.
2. Yeah. He looks at the three of you and says, I think our meeting should draw to a close. If you are unwilling to part with your information, then maybe I should have not extended my hands in friendship to you.
My app had a critical failure. I'm sorry.
Please, is there anything else that we might? I would hate for this not to be an equivalent exchange, as you put it, but I feel bad bartering with someone else's information, really. Is there anything that we can do for you, perhaps?
Do you think the members of the union are excited that they share information about with people that want them eradicated?
What about usernames of technocrat leaders? Would that help you track any down?
Do not deal with technology more than I have to. Unless you're willing to part with your information, Miss Belphoebe, I believe we can draw this meeting to a close.
I will look at Nausicaa because she's usually more analytic in these kind of situations.
Nausicaa will shrug. We gave you what information we were willing to. You did the same. And she'll stand up.
Alec will just walk over to the door and open it.
Nausicaa will, go to leave as well.
Ava will, just will not leave immediately and just looks and says, "Is there anything else we can do?" I don't want this to end poorly, sir.
Come back when you are willing to part with your information, Miss Belphoebe. Till then, we will consider that you owe me.
Incorrect. You withheld information from us. that we wanted, that you did not want to tell us. We have done the same. We have offered things. We do not owe you anything.
That is your opinion on the matter.
It is. We're going. Come on, Ava.
Sure. Athena.
He looks very sternly at the three of you and says, "Good day." And he opens up a newspaper, basically breaking eye contact.
I'm gonna scowl at him just for his shadiness.
Thank you. We can go.
Ava will, of course, pay for the tea with Michelle.
And you see on the check that there's only the 3 T's on it, and he gives you this probably like 250, 300 gram bag of tea, and hands it to you with both hands, accidentally touching your hand while he hands it to you. Actually, no, it's the 3 T's plus Alex T's it. And yeah, he just accidentally touches your hand as he hands you this very neatly tied, wrapped bag of tea. He says, "I hope you drink it with someone that brings you pleasure," which sounds extraordinarily creepy in English.
Yeah, Nautica's just going to give him a look like gross.
Thank you. I'll save it for a special moment then, but I'm afraid it might be some time before we come here again. We didn't really part in the best of terms with your uncle. I'm sorry.
It happens. Sure, you cannot stay mad for long on such a wonderful young lady. I'm guessing Ava's switching between shades of crimson again.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure, but thank you. If there's anything we can do, please let us know.
Nods.
Okay.
Or better yet, never contact us again.
Ava was about to leave her business card there on, like, she literally had it in her hand and then kind of looks at Nausicaa like, should I give this her now or not? I don't know anymore.
No. Nausicaa clearly does not want you to give out your business card to these weird people.
Just looks at you expectantly. Like,
Fuck it, she'll hand it.
Wait, her business card as in the one for Iliad?
No, probably just, a simple card with her name and shit on it.
You mean number? Hmm.
and actually, good question, Saskia. Which one of her names? And I'll
Helena.
ignore the fact that I'll ignore the fact that you haven't pre-prepared this. Like,
It would definitely be Helena. She would never use Ava on a business card.
fair enough.
Not with everything that's been happening with the police and shit.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Takes the business card. Very, very, with almost a feline movement, a very effeminate movement for a guy that looks so macho, and sticks it into his pocket. with a very, very satisfied grin on his face.
You should know you're balding on top.
Alva looked at Nausicaa pretty weirdly because Alpha is taller than Nausicaa, and she didn't see that.
Come on, let's go.
He,
And Nausicaa's going to walk out before he can say anything.
Alec is
he
just gonna chase her out.
yeah. Before the three of you go out, Michelle just whispers to Ava and says, "She's so moody because of the energy drinks."
She's my best friend.
My condolences.
Ooh, that's kind of mean.
That's the look that Alva's giving him, like a hurt look. That's not a very nice thing to say. I know she's not the most social individual, but she's my best friend.
If she can be mean to strangers, I can be mean to strangers too. There's a very like playful and like joking air about the way he says this.
Ava,
I'm coming. Well, goodbye. Yeah, Alva will dart out as well.
one more thing. Your fern, and she points over to it. I think it's dying.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
She's going to walk out.
yeah. Alva will say as soon as the door closes, she's like, "It's not nice.
I don't like him. He's creepy.
Why did
Like-
you
Like his
calling me Alva there?"
Alec is sitting over in a corner laughing his ass off.
He's creepy, like his uncle. I don't trust him.
I don't know. He seems nice.
No, he's not nice.
Nausicaa, you don't trust anyone.
No, I don't. It's a much more efficient way to stay alive.
Not but for a very pleasant one.
Pleasantry is secondary to survival.
So, question for you, Nazca. So, that picture I took of his, what is it, cousin or nephew? Whoever that weird boy is in there. Could we alter that in any way to make it seem like he maybe have more magic than he does? And then maybe persuade the man upstairs with, oh, I don't know, sending it to the technocrat.
Noska turns around and looks at him. While I appreciate the deviousness, we follow a set of rules called the protocols. One of them is we do not consort with enemies of Ascension.
I never said consort.
It
For
would be
instance.
extremely unwise.
I
to
mean,
do
if you find a poster in the middle of the street for a lost dog, are you consorting with anybody, or did you just randomly find some information that's valuable?
We're not gonna do that.
We're not going to do that. As much as I don't like them, we're not going to help the technocracy find Awakened.
Very well. It was still a good idea. He just kind of like looks in the sky like, huh.
You did the right thing in there, Ava. He became extremely pushy.
Yeah. It's just not my thing to say, you know? I think.
No. He withheld things he didn't want to tell us. We gave him some information. I believe more than anything it was his pride. Besides, we still don't know his true motivations or who he is. I just don't believe him or trust him. I think we should limit our future dealings with him.
You're, I don't know. You're probably right, I guess. It doesn't seem that bad, though. Just
Him not
bit-
seeming that bad means nothing.
oh,
Not seeming bad?
I mean, Nausicaa doesn't seem that bad yet. I'm pretty sure within a quick little second, without hesitation, she'll lift you above your ass and then shake you upside down.
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't do that to me.
He looks over to Nausicaa with like a slanted glare. Like, would you?
Ava has my full trust. So no.
But you get the point, nonetheless.
We do have some useful information, though. Could maybe act on it. Find out information about this man.
Speaking of which, Nausicaa, I noticed that he is quite a wealthy man. Would you have any objections to me, I don't know, acquiring the wealth that may or may not belong to me? He
No.
just kind of says very shadily.
However, I would say be subtle. Do not lead them back to the chantry.
He smiles oh so greatly. I'm very good at that.
We'll see.
I
The
mean, that
usual
was
is
my
unlike
job before
is
this.
unlike other things you would have interacted with. They use their own magic to protect themselves. But if you believe it could do it, the first thing I would
Making,
find out is information.
making somebody penniless makes someone desperate. Information is not hard to grab after that.
Like I said, I don't think it'll be easy as you think it is. But unless anyone else in the group objects to it, I see no reason not to. If there are enemies,
He smiles as he kind of is already calculating a plan in his head on how to rob this man of every single cent that he owns.
I think we can make our way back to the chantry. Probably taking a convoluted route to make it harder to follow us if we are being followed.
Yeah. Do we want to end the scene there?
Sure.
Mr. ST?
I've got nothing more to throw at you, unless you want anything else thrown at you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Can you throw a grapefruit at me?
In that case, thank you, Play, for playing. Thank you, ST, for STing, and watchers for watching. This was another scene of Living World of Darkness, the Mage venue.